Hello everyone. In this video we're going to do something very simple. We're going to add a sticky navigation bar and a visible scroll bar. So what is a sticky navigation bar? It's basically when you scroll to the page, the navigation bar will always be visible. So here's how it's look. Here's the final product, and here's how it's looking. So see, we can scroll through the other widgets, other parts of the site, and we have a scroll bar. Now the other thing that we're going to implement, we're going to make the footer sticky as well, but we're going to of course make a first version without having that. Okay, here we are with a default app. What we're going to do first is to delete a bunch of things here. Comments, we do not need this, we do not need theme data, don't need the theme data. We do not need the stateful widget here. We're going to do something here. We're going to actually return a scaffold. I'll add a scaffold, and the child, the body is going to be the home screen. Well, nothing is happening right now, just because we need to create the home screen and we need to create the other parts of the site as well. Well, make sure that you have Flutter enabled to web. So in case you do not have it, here's how you do it. It's Flutter config --enable -web. Okay. Alright, so I already have it enabled to web, but if you need to, make sure that you do so, and then you want to restart your IDE and proceed from there. Okay, so let's start creating the parts for this site. So obviously what we need first is a home screen. Let's create that home screen. We're going to import material, and here we're going to create a stateless widget. There's no need for a stateful widget. I'm going to call it home screen. Alright. So the container, let's give it a color. Colors dot blue-gray. Okay. And for it to work, what we need to do is to import it here, and everything should be, we should see that change. Let's change the title here as well, and let's call it sticky navigation bar. Alright, anyway, so now we have the screen will be the main widget, the main screen. What we want to do is to add a bunch of sections to our website in here. The first thing that we need to do is to have a child here, which will be a column, and in this column we're going to add the parts of our site. So let's create the first one. The top one would be the navigation. So let's create the navigation. Let's call it navbar. Then we want another section. Let's call it intro. Another one, info. Let's go with some contact. Okay. And of course the footer. And now we need to create each one of these. Let's go navbar. Navbar.dart. Import material. We're going to create a stateless widget. So let's give it a size, a height let's say 7, and the color is dot, well, let's go with black. The other thing that we want to do is to add the text here so we can identify it clearly as the navigation bar. So to do so, we need a child. We're going to add a row here. I could add directly the text there, but let's go with the row as well. Children, and here we can add the text. Navigation bar. Let's give it a style. And the color of white. Colors of white. And there we go. Okay, we're not gonna see anything yet because we still need to fix these problems. Well, we can import the navbar. Now let's do the same thing for the intro, the info, contact for the. Well, of course we can do it here, but this just looks ugly. So we're going to create separate files for these sections of the site. Let's create the intro. I need to do it the same again. To type it again, we're just going to copy that. We're going to create intro.dart. Make sure that you change the name of the stateless widget, and of course height. Let's give it 400, and colors dot Digo. Let's center this text. Okay, let's center this text. And the other thing that you can do, well, you can just center it. You can just use the widget center, but well, in this case, since we use row, I'm going to do this as well. So we're going to copy this one, and now we're going to create the info without dart. Info. Let's change the color to. Let's change the color to deep purple. Okay. It's the info section. Okay. Info section. Next, I'll go save it. We're going to create the contact section. It's contact.dart. Let's paste it here. Let's say contact section. Contact section. And we're going to change this to black, to brown. Let's use brown. What else do we need? Contact. What else do we need? We need to create a footer. Create this. So it's going to be footer. Let's just have this one as black. Okay, now we need to import them into this screen, this widget basically, and contact. Okay, contact footer. And let's see what happens. Alright, so this is something that we want to avoid. Right? Oh, let's center the navbar too. So as we can see, we have an overflow here, this section right here. We have an overflow, and that is something that we do not want. So let's get to the first part of fixing that and providing the scroll. This is very simple to do. What we want to do is to leave the nav bar aside, so we need to have it separate from the other widgets. To do so, we're just going to wrap all of these into a column. Now, the one thing that is important here, I'll show you. What we can do, well, let's add a comment to see that this is the body of the site. Okay. All right. So this needs to be in an expanded. We need to add widget, add an expanded, and expanded we need to add another widget. The widget is single scroll view. All right. If we save it, let's see what happens. Okay, so now we can scroll. All of these widgets can be scrolled, and the navigation bar is on top. Yeah, of course, what you can do if you want to have the navigation bar while scrolling with the other widgets, all we need to do, I'll just add it here. And there we go. Right, so we have, as you can see, when we scroll, if you pay attention correctly, it's very difficult to see, but we have this navigation, the scroll bar. We have this scroll bar when we navigate. And the other thing that we can do, we can add another widget, and this is going to be scroll bar. And as always shown, true. Now, this one, the scroll bar is always visible. Not just when we scroll, but we can see it here too. Now let's make the navigation bar sticky. So it just needs to be outside of the other sections of the site. So when we build this, let's say in the typical way, now with Flutter web, but with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, well, we need to define it separately. In this case, as you can see, it's not the entire site that's scrolling, but it's scrolling just the widgets below. So the nav bar is fixed there, and it's going to stay there. And we can do the same for the footer. Instead of 400, let's give it 87 as well. I'll save it to see. This is a very fast and easy way to do it. If you want the footer to be sticky as well, the same thing that we did for the navbar, we're going to do for the footer. So we're going to take the widget from this list of widgets, which is in this column, and we're going to place it outside of the expanded list of widgets. Here we go. So everything inside is scrollable, but these two remain visible at all time, and they are sticky. Okay, so we have a sticky navigation bar and a sticky footer. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Thank you, and I will see you next time.